I wanna turn the whole thing upside down. I'll find the things they say just can't be found.
That time again. Hello and welcome to a new series I like to call Boredom Reviews, where I talk about things that really would not make headline news, whether it be movies or TV shows or really anything. Chances are, if I'm bored, a review is required. P.S. especially for a vampire. But this special won't be weird, because it is Halloween night. And trust me when I say that Halloween night is the night you'll never forget. So let us see what scary movie we have tonight. What is this I see we have in the film Spotlight? Let's look at this film from the obscure film tree. In 1977, 11 years after the success of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Dr. Seuss decided to write a quote-unquote prequel to the original classic. I say prequel in quotes because it has very little to do with the classic. It has much to do with the original, as You Got Mail had to do with the James Stewart film but shot around the corner. I would have preferred it if this film was made by two guys named Warner. So let us not wait any longer. Let us dive into the horrible, nightmarish fight and watch Grinch Night. Actually, for those of you who really want to know, the full title of the film is Halloween is Grinch Night. But since all the home video releases have released it as Grinch Night, and since everybody else knows it as Grinch Night, we're just gonna call it that, Grinch Night. We open up on the pleasant town of Whoville. I'm gonna say it's not Whoville. Why? Because, I don't know why, it just doesn't look like the Whoville that I remember. It's not crunched up in a circle, or look like a town at all. Besides that, it looks like an Amish town that's stuck in September. That, and it also has traces of the Smurfs in their so-called Whoville. Honestly, what is the point of analyzing these things to such extreme lengths? Why don't we just call this town, Amish Smurfville? So we see everyone playing, enjoying the sunset, and having fun. But something strange and nerve-wracking has already begun. As our narrator explains, we have our three main players. And in case you're wondering why Boris Karloff isn't in this, it's because he died. Wait, he died? Oh, come on! As I was saying, here we have our three main players whose pictures on your wall you have already framed. Unfortunately, they aren't characters that are all that exciting. Here we have Ukiwara, his grandfather Grandpa Josiah, and his grandmother who is never named. Mariah. Whatever. They sniff the air, which was probably a leftover Taco Bell meal from 5 weeks ago, but everyone knows what it is. The Grinch is coming back to steal the show. So now everyone hides in their houses because this town does not want to think of the terrible causes.
I suggest we stay indoors tonight. I suggest we lock ourselves in tight.
Wait, this is a musical too? Oh, I'm so happy! And considering how the original Grinch was a musical, it's no surprise as to why I'm feeling really snappy. The original Grinch had songs that were catchy and charming, while this particular song is just terrible and horrifying. If you just hear the lyrics to this song, then you might realize why the song is completely lame.
So I suggest we stay indoors tonight. Our problems are immense. I wouldn't go out on Grinch night for $6.60.
Okay, the song really isn't that horrible, but let's just say that the writers had a bit of shame. So we see the Grinch in his prime. If only he didn't look like a character from a children's nursery rhyme. He really isn't that scary, but what can you do? All I can say is that it could have been worse. It could have been a second-rate Winnie the Pooh. He calls his dog Max so that he can tell him about his evil and most diabolical plan. The only thing is that isn't he a one-man show anyway, like Pac-Man?
It's a wonderful night for teeth. It's a wonderful night for Grinch night. Their troubles will now commence. Oh, I wouldn't stay home on a night like this for $60.60.
Will you stop singing about your $60.60? Ugh, if I wanted to watch a film about money, I'd watch Wall Street at any expense. So while the Grinch prepares to go to Amish Smurfville hides in dread for when the Grinch will appear. If only they wish that he would just disappear. In case you're wondering why I'm not having you hear the narrator, it's because 1, he's crap, and 2, the fact that he never ever shuts up his trap.
Finally, Euchariah said,
Grandpa Josiah?
and Grandpa Josiah said, yes, Euchariah? And Euchariah said,
Oh my god, shut up! Okay, seriously, this narrator talks more than any of the Thomas the Tank Engine narrators if they were on 10 gallons of 7-Up. Okay, could you imagine if the narrator from Grinch Night and the narrator from Thomas the Tank Engine had a battle to see who would be the best narrator? Yeah, that would definitely raise a lot of hell. Hey Willis, can you go fetch those 2 narrators and put them in the same room where they can see who is the better narrator?
be right back.
How did it go?
It didn't end well.
Didn't think so. So the family decides to call the Grinch Alarm Center, which seems to be this town's only 911 innovator, as we see the Smurfs' mushroom-shaped observatory operated by a guy named Sergeant Samuel S. McPherson. P.S. That is his real name. Person.
Grinch Alarm Warden, Sergeant Samuel S. McPherson. It is my duty to inform you if conditions improve or if they worsen. I have infiltrated his territory, keeping sharp eyes upon this schnook.
Would you really want this guy in your telephone book?
I don't think so.
Meanwhile, on Mount Crumpet, the Grinch is growing even more impatient, so he sings a vaudeville song to pass the time.
I'm gonna be the guest of honor at the exclusive Grinch Night Ball. Gonna be the only dancer in the Whoville Town Hall.
This song is a crime! A crime that goes against all musical logic! And what's this? He is singing on a mountain while he grows small and tall? No! I don't like it at all! So now they finally head off to Amish Smurfville as Max, the Grinch's dog, sings the song on his own free will.
How many times have I said and said? How many times have I said in my head?
For those of you who don't know, that's Henry Gibson. You may remember him as Wilbur in Char's Web from 1973. Believe it or not, I like this song to a T. It's sad, touching, as well as heartbreaking. This song actually makes you think that the Grinch should do some better decision making.
What am I doing here? Doesn't matter much how, but my dear old Auntie Wolfie, wouldn't I fear very much care for me now?
As the town waits, the Grinch's choir sings about all the things that he hates.
He defoliates, depreciates, deflating all the things he hates, and frequently expectorates.
Skip it, anyone?
I insist.
While Amish Smurfville is too concerned to have any pleasure, the Grinch chases down this weird pink wuzzy-woozy for your leisure. At the same time, Euchariah has to use the bathroom in an outhouse they call the euphemism.
The euphemism? No one goes to the euphemism on a night like this.
But I gotta.
Trying to figure out what the word euphemism means is more confusing than trying to figure out the meaning behind the song Dark Horse from Katy Perry's Prism.